Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl named A7X me Ness. That's me. I am smart and talented, but with my good looks and intelligence came resentment and jealousy from others. One day, I noticed a once friendly classmate, Emily, giving me the cold shoulder. Emily had always been kind to me, but lately, I had noticed that Emily had been speaking in hushed tones, whispering and pointing at me with other friends. I soon realized that Emily had become jealous of me. I tried to ignore it at first, but it wasn't long before Emily's jealousy turned into intense spite. Emily began to belittle me in public and tried to undermine my achievements in class. I was devastated, but I refused to let Emily's actions bring me down. As the days went by, I continued to work hard and focus on my studies, but Emily's constant negativity was always lingering in the back of my mind. The situation reached a boiling point when Emily spread rumors about me to everyone in school, tarnishing my reputation and isolating me from her classmates. Eventually, enough was enough, and I decided to confront Emily about her behavior. I sat down with her and talked to her, confronting her about the rumors and the way she had been treating me. To my surprise, she broke down and confessed that she had been envious of my talents and beauty. I listened intently and realized that Emily had been having a hard time at home and was struggling with her own insecurities. Instead of lashing out, I forgave Emily and offered her support. In the end, my kindness and compassion proved to be more powerful than Emily's jealousy. We became friends again, and I learned that sometimes the people who envy us the most are the ones who need kindness the most. Now I am a cabin crew and IT student. Did you know, there was once a boy who had crush on me. He tried to talk to me, but the more he tried to get closer to me, I would push him away. I made it clear that I didn't want anything to do with him. Despite of my rejection, he never gave up. He believed that if he worked hard enough, he could win my heart. But the more he tried, the more distant I would become. I don't care about his efforts at all. Eventually, he gave up on his pursuit of me. He started to date another girl who cared for him deeply. But even with his new girlfriend by his side, I know, he couldn't stop thinking about me. Meanwhile, I had landed my dream job as a cabin crew member for AirAsia airline. I love traveling and exploring new places, but I never had time for romance. I was very passionate about animals and had a special love for cats. He heard about me and he knows how busy am I traveling around the world. He would realize that my priorities were different from his, and that he needed to move on. He would understood that being single could bring a sense of freedom and fulfillment that couldn't be found in a relationship. In the end, he will accepted that he and me were never meant to be together. He learned that the relationship that truly matters is the one you have with yourself. He continued to date his girlfriend and live a happy and fulfilling life, while me, continued to travel and pursue my passions. We both were never meant to be together. We found peace and contentment in living a life true to our own values and passions. And that's all that really matters in the end. I feel beautiful beyond words, with white skin, red lips, and stunning eyes that seemed to change color depending on my mood. I was different from the other girls in my age. I preferred to stay alone most of the time and was considered strange by everyone around me. But little did they know that I had a secret. When I was a child, I had an imaginary friend. Do you guys think I am crazy? I always laughing and talking alone. It was happened when I was 5 years old. But one day, my imaginary friend vanished, and I became a recluse. I was so different from everyone else, and nobody understood me. People would stare at me when I walked down the street, and others would whisper behind my back. I lived my life as an outcast, but that didn't mean I was weak. In fact, I was quite the opposite. I was a fighter, both in mind and body. I loved horror movies and would spend hours watching and analyzing them. I was prepared for anything that the world threw at me. But despite all of my preparation, I felt that I would be alone forever. No one understood me, and I couldn't relate to anyone. I was like one in a million, a unique individual in a world of conformity. I had a heart of gold, but I kept it locked up inside myself, so nobody could see. I didn't trust anyone enough to open up to them, fearing that they would judge me or not understand me. I was a mystery to everyone, including myself. Nobody knew that the reason I preferred solitude was that I had a dark past. A past that nobody wanted to talk about. I had seen things that no one should see, and those experiences had left me scarred for life. The only thing that I found comfort in was solitude. My family loved horror movies and would spend hours discussing them. My family appreciated my uniqueness and accepted me for who I was. I didn't have to pretend or hide anymore. My family knows who I was, and it felt amazing. I am no longer felt like I was destined to be alone forever. I have learned that sometimes, it's worth taking a chance on someone new, even if you feel like you're destined for solitude. I realized that being different isn't a bad thing, and that the people who love us will do so because of our uniqueness, not in spite of it. I found happiness in the most unexpected of places. I learned to trust and open up to people, and they, in turn, accepted me for the person I truly was. I learned that love and friendship are worth taking a chance on, even if you're scared that you'll be hurt. Life is too short to spend it alone, and I finally found the courage to embrace the world around me.